I like the machine fine. I've had this particular machine about a year and a half and have had no breakdowns or problems of any sort.
Well, we got a set of tractors run over 6,000 hours and it's still running. We're happy with them. We've had good track wear. These tractors have done the job. When it's been in service for 10 years with very little problem. Now, that's the kind of dependability we're looking for.
We've had one for 2 years now. We're quite pleased with the dependability and the time that it's run.
Dependable, good track wear, no problems or breakdowns, doing a good job for us. These are the comments we like to hear. Comments of satisfied customers. But they're not Cat customers. They bought from our competitors. Komatsu, Deere, Cummins, GM, Clark, Heister, and the others. Why? Frankly, because our competitors are getting better, stronger, and there are more of them. In the area of diesel engines, we compete with some 190 engine manufacturers and more than 1,000 models. In lift trucks, about 170 manufacturers and more than 2,500 models. And in earth-moving equipment, we compete with nearly 180 manufacturers who build more than 1,000 models. The threat. As inflation increases the price of almost everything, the customer's taking a closer look at value.
We're looking for quality. We're looking for a piece of machinery that's fairly easy to maintain if it's possible. Mainly quality, craftsmanship.
Dependability is the whole name of the game. One of the most important things, as far as I'm concerned, is the service that we get from them.
Parts availability, repairs, and then to the machine as to how long it will last, what the resale on it will be.
Well, I look for my dollar's worth.
Everyone wants his dollar's worth. And for years, customers have been willing to pay a premium price for the value they have received from Cat. Value they couldn't always count on from competition. But today, competitors are offering a combination of price and product performance that adds up to real worth in customers' eyes. A good example is in the smaller earth-moving machine industry. Bill Gunter, an excavating contractor.
I have 4 machines at present. One is a Euclid scraper. I have a Caterpillar bulldozer. I have a Ford backhoe and an International loader. There are many reasons why price is important, but with an eye toward expansion, the least expensive piece of machinery, if so long as providing the quality is good, is the machine to buy. It's a toss-up between International and Caterpillar, in my opinion. And I feel that in my decision between International Harvester and Caterpillar, the International was the best buy. Well, I look for my dollar's worth, and with the International Harvester, I believe I got the dollar's worth. At the time I bought this machine, there was about a $6,000 difference.
John Deere, a formidable challenger. Deere is our #1 competitor for unit sales in the United States. Since 1972, they have almost tripled their sales of equipment competitive to ours. And in certain product lines, their machines actually outsell ours. Orville Andrews of Scully, Hunter & Scully.
This spring, our old 644 was getting tired, and I compared the prices, trade-in value and what have you. I priced them out, and I found that for the type of operation that I wanted, I felt that this John Deere would do it, and there was $15,000 to $20,000 difference between them. The John Deere is a pretty good machine. I see no real problem with them. We've had them for quite a while, and the one we had for 10 years, I think, was a heck of a machine. The Cat was a heck of a good machine. It still is. They're all pretty much comparable, but my feeling is that they're pretty well overpriced.
Worldwide, Komatsu is our #1 competitor. They offer a broad range of earth-moving products, with their greatest success to date being in track-type tractors and loaders. Their export sales in 9 years have grown from $100 million to over $800 million. Claire Ashby of Comstock Excavating Incorporated.
We bought a Komatsu because there were some things about the 955L that we didn't care for, and we thought that the competition had something on them. So we tried a Komatsu, and we're very well pleased with the Komatsu. At the time we bought it, we saved $12,000 to $13,000 over a 955L. I have one operator that said if I took him off his Komatsu, he would quit.
In the area of larger machine sales, Caterpillar has long stood out ahead of the pack. Again, customers were willing to pay a premium to get that extra Caterpillar value. Dan Holloway of Holloway Construction Company, a long-time Cat user.
Caterpillar's got competition, yes. I think they got some competition coming on, most especially in the big tractor field. I think they have some real tough competition. But we got a set of tractors run over 6,000 hours and it's still running on a Fiat Allison AC41. So we're happy with them. We've had good track wear, good track life with the Fiat. Their price is right. Their finance charges are right. And they got a good tractor. That's the first HD41 that we ever owned. Since then, we bought 2 more.
In some product areas where we're not the established volume leader, such as diesel engines, we are hearing the same story. The competition is tough. Barr International, a truck dealership which handles Cat-powered trucks and other makes. Sales manager Stu Barr.
Well, for years and years, we only had 2 choice of engines to offer a customer in a over-the-road tractor, truck, Detroit and Cummins. Of late, Caterpillar has entered the picture, but they're the new boy on the street. Very competitive out there. It's competitive among the chassis manufacturers, and it's just as competitive among the engine manufacturers. For example, a fleet account we handle here on the Eastern Shore of Maryland, Purdue Farms, it took us several years to convince them that they ought to go to an engine that would provide them more longevity and keep the trucks out of the shop. And as a result, they decided to go with Cat Power on a trial basis about 3 years ago.
Dale Guy, fleet manager of Purdue Incorporated. They have a fleet of 1,000 trucks.
Well, we're looking for an engine that's reliable so we can get our product to market, which is quite a deal with us, because if it doesn't get there on time, it won't be fresh in the store, and if we lose a load, the people won't buy it the next day. It has to be there on the day it's scheduled. We've got to be sure that the engine is going to work and do the job that is required of it, as we work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Price is important, but reliability is more important. I want an engine that we can send out on the road and not have to worry about bringing it back into the shop for maintenance, other than for regular preventive maintenance when it's due again.
In lift trucks, Clark and Heister are the top 2 in sales volume. Here again, competition is tough. The customer is looking for best value, and his standards are high. Byron Engler, General Foreman in charge of lift truck operations for Hill Refrigeration Company.
We expect the lift trucks to last at least 9 years. The pricing is important. The service that we get from them, the quality of the machine is important. So we have to consider all of these things when we're considering a new model. Any length of time that the forklift is out of operation means that we have to replace it. We have 27 motors here, and of course they service a factory that covers 23 acres, and we have to have them available when we need them. We have a Heister automatic here that's an automatic shift job, and it's been in service for 10 years with very little problem. That's the kind of dependability we're looking for. Can we get that from Caterpillar?